evening. I am Pramod from Gyaniki and I am talking to EVR Motors MT. Welcome to India first of all, and Sajal, Eli. EVR Motors, as soon as we hear this name, it comes from Israel. And what makes it come to India, and what's your forecast at the moment on the mobility space?
Well, we see amazing market potential in India. There is, since the last incentives from the government, how do you call this program? FAME.
The Make It in the initiative.
It's a great initiative that we see it moves the EV market in India tremendously. I mean, we've seen a very strong push and requirements from the Indian market for electric vehicles, for two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and it seems that India is all very soon will be electric. It will take 5 years. And we are here to help India to transit to this very important market with our novel technology of lightweight and small motors, which can assist India to go into electric era much faster.
Thank you and welcome to India. I think we have the right field. There is market for it. I'm sure Sajal can add his views on it. While we know motor is one of the crucial elements, it replaces the engines in comparison to the IC engines. What we also know is the motor needs a motor control unit. Do you think that is something which you already worked as a partnership with motor control units, or is it an independent component by itself?
Thank you so much. I think the first question I didn't take because of course I'm from India, so there's no point asking why I'm entering India. But anyway, of course your question is valid. The controllers are an integral part of the motor. But we as EVR, we have stuck to making the motors lightweight and compact, and our technology sticks to the motor firstly. Now when it comes to the operation of this motor, it's really easy to control the motor, which means any standard controller fits well with our motor in this PMSM configuration. So there's nothing special about controlling the motor, but everything is special about the motor. So as of now, the partnerships which we have, a few of the tier ones are electronic manufacturing companies which already are making controllers by themselves and are at an advanced design stage for the controllers. So these partners are the ones who shall be producing both the motors and controllers for various customers. So that's the first step. Additionally, there are multiple controller companies who have sought significant interest to work with us, and we are happy to partner with them for various segments of the market. Thank you.
Yeah. While I was looking at your slide sets and also the video, what caught our attention was on the racing, on the KTM, and also it more emphasized on the performance of the motor to 2x in terms of even in the passenger car. So are you very much specific in what kind of product application? Is it only for racing, or is it also for a common commute which is being offered? Which kind of application is it been thinking of? I see various combination of motors over here, small and big. So what immediate application area are you focusing in India? Two-wheeler, three-wheelers, four-wheelers?
So yeah, the video is great. It's actually a video of a KTM bike which was internal combustion, which we took apart, throughout all the stuff, all the IC stuff from it, and made it fully electric, and made it compete with an internal combustion bike, just to show the advantages of electric. So it runs great, and it shows our capability of doing motors that not only going to passenger and commuting, but also to the extreme. Our goal, we are starting in India from two-wheelers and three-wheelers. We started already a year ago, and it's for commuters, for any type basically of two-wheeler or three-wheeler. starting from smallest powers as 3 kilowatt and up to 17 kilowatt for these air-cooled versions of our motors. And what we are showing in this exhibition in the Auto Expo this year, these are new enlarged line of motors, where we are going also to hybrids, to LCVs, to buses. So basically today we can provide motors starting from 3 kilowatt and up to 135 kilowatt for the entire range of EV. And you can today in some configuration of vehicles you can do, for example, also 2 motors in one vehicle. So you can get any 2 motors of our motors, for example, and make the even larger vehicles run on them or smaller. So basically we are going from the entire range. We started from the 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, moving now to LCVs and buses, and looking on passenger cars and everything else also.
Thank you. What's also catching my attention, as Sajal was mentioning, is the motor itself is unique, and any controller could be controlling this motor. And I see when you are tested on KTM, KTM is one of the well-known motors at the moment in India. Do you think they will have an immediate replacement for the KTM? Do you think there is an immediate transition which can happen?
Could you just reframe the question? Immediate transformation for the mean machine or for the other segments?
Yeah, for the KTM itself. So KTM, it was all tested on the field and racing, and KTM is also selling hard today, right? It's selling very good volumes in Indian markets. And as we all know that electric mobility will give good space in the environment, will KTM try to use this for the Indian markets immediately?
No, that's an option. I mean, of course, see, all the vehicle OEMs are going electric eventually. Whether it is KTM, whether it is the Indian OEMs, all of them have to go electric. And of course, why not? I mean, we'll be happy to work with all the OEMs, not just KTM, in offering our motors to them.
Thank you. So moving to the production point of view.
Just to clarify, this video was done by us, and this retrofit was done completely by EVR without support from KTM. Okay, so it's just a retrofit that we have done in EVR by EVR. Okay, it's a KTM we bought from the market and retrofitted it. Okay.
Actually, for them it is a platter already ready, right? They would be having, hey, that's our bikes, and then we have a solution. They will say, EVR, bring in EVR motors, we want to talk to them, right? Okay.
The right question.
Yeah, having said that, it's quite intriguing for us to know how is the production capacity and capability. Is everything planned in-house in India already, or how is the...
I'll take this. See, basically, we are a design company. That's primarily our DNA. The way in which we have structured the business in India, we are licensing these motors to our partners to manufacture. But we are also supporting them by having our own coil manufacturing plant in India. What we have done is we have set up 100% EVR Israel-owned subsidiary in India, which is EVR India. And also by virtue of that, we probably are the first Israeli company to invest through an FDI in the Indian mobilities or the Indian automotive industry. This is done to not only support the customers, but also this suffices for the economies of scale, because we have more than one tier ones to whom we have offered our license. And it makes sense for them to kind of have a centralized purchase of the coils from us. And the idea for us is to have these coils not only for the Indian market, but also for the global market. And these coils are very special. So as I said, the motor has a high copper fill, and these coils are very special in design. It's not very easy to manufacture. And it solves the winding problem which generally people have to deal with when setting up an assembly line. And not just the problems and the challenges, but also the cost. So what we have done is we have eliminated all the, processes which the manufacturers might not want to pursue. And we are taking up the coil assembly and sharing their load. And hence it will be like a partnership where we supply them the coils, and then they localize all the other components of the motor, and then they take it forward to the OEMs. So this is the grand strategy for now.
Wow, that's an amazing approach. The technology behind it. EVR is the owner of the technology. EVR also knows what's the core component inside. You are setting up the winding by yourself just to avoid any issues in the field or in the production. I think you already found some manufacturers, or is there already some discussion going on to produce this one, or any manufacturing company, right? Yeah. You can make your windings, but someone has to assemble and then make a production plan and test it. So you're already in some discussions? Or
yeah, we signed.
Okay.
So maybe I'll brief. So basically, see, we have multiple companies with whom we have signed up, and what we have done is we have segregated our license by vehicle segment / customers. Okay. We have partners in Napino. We have partners in Budway Engineering. We have partners in EKA Mobility, who is a electric bus OEM, and also they have a plethora of other vehicles launching. And we also have a partner in RSB Transmissions. Okay. So with them we partnered for the LCV segment. So we have most of the segments being catered to through these partners, and they are the manufacturing experts. So that's how it is.
Yeah, when RSB is in the picture, you have some right composition for the recipe. More on the engineering wise, what's unique? I saw something about trapezoidal curves on this motors. Could you give more insights on that?
So the trapezoidal stator, it's basically the core of our technology. We have over 10 patents on our technology, including the stator and the coils and how to assemble it and each and every part of it. And the trapezoidal stator, it's a novel approach to how we do the stator of the motor. Basically, we gone back to the drawing board and designed our motors from scratch. Okay, so all of our teams are experts. We have a team of we are more than 40 employees in Israel, where over 25 employees are engineers and 4 PhDs in addition to them. And all our experts, we have experts in physics, mathematics, mechanics, all the electrics, of course. But the unique thing about it, that most of them didn't design, except for my colleague who founded the company with me, Victor, who designed motors for over 30 years. Most of our team didn't design motors. They are specialists in their field. They are specialists in mechanics, in physics, in mathematics, but they didn't design motors. And this gave us the ability to came to a motor as a blank page and to think how we can do a motor will be much better than any other motor, lighter, smaller, but keeping the price as existing motors or even lower. And with this manpower and engineering power, we actually reinvented the electric motor as we know it. And it's basically a completely new approach to how to do stators. We have a very unique shape inside it. We call it the trapezoidal shape because it actually looks like a trapeze from each point where you, from each way of how you look on it, it looks like a trapeze. And it enables us to get much higher fill factor, much better flux density inside the motor in comparison to other motors in radial flux area. So we are doing radial flux motors, but we are using the copper and and the cores of the motor much better than other motors. And this is giving us the edge of how we can make such powerful motors in such small package. This is, for example, a 9 kilowatt motor that weighs only 6.5 kilograms. This one is 17 kilogram motor, which is a little bit bigger than your smartphone. So this has happened because of our unique use of SMC. SMC is a soft magnetic composite instead of laminations, instead of the stator, inside of the stator. So the use of this SMC enabled us basically to design the entire core of the motor in a completely free way, because SMC is not limited by its shape, and we can shape it as we will. While normally motors being designed with laminations, and then you have design issues because you cannot shape any shape from laminations. You're limited to two-dimensional. And with SMC we can do three-dimensional shapes, and we invented this very unique trapeze shape that enables our technology to be so effective.
Thank you for that deeper insights on the technology point. As soon as you say the flux density, how much is the content of magnets, and how do you think is going to be critical from the supply chain, because magnets are also an important part, right? Windings, it's your strength, you have managed it. How about magnets in the motor?
Well, the magnets in our motor are standard magnets. We have, for each of our motors, we have two versions. We started from designing our motors based on neodymium magnets, which is a rare earth material. Now, rare earth materials are, as they sound, they are rare. But because they are rare, they are more expensive. So the magnets are basic magnets. The neodymium magnets, standard size and shape. Again, these you need to order them in a specific shape which we need, but it's a standard shape. But for each motor, because they are so powerful, we also have a version of the same size of a motor with ferrite magnets. Ferrite magnets, they are rare earth free. Okay, it's basically a type of metal. So it's a rare. For each motor we have also a version of rare earth free, when they will be much less powerful, but in comparison to others, they will be the same as other motors with neodymium. So basically you can get each of our motors or very compact and powerful based on neodymium, or rare earth free with the same metrics of other motors. So the same size and weight more or less as others, but cheaper and rare earth free. So each motor we have two versions.
Wow, that was a package of motors with definitely rare earth magnets, a part of the rotor which is an integral part of the motor, and of course trapezoid, a very unique combination from EVR motors. Gyaniki is talking to the founder and CEO of EVR Motors, Mr. Eli, and MD of India, Mr. Sajal. Thank you for giving us this time, and before I wind up my last few questions, when do you think is the first production would happen? What's your forecast? Would it happen in this year?
Yeah, so we have a SOP planned by the Q3 of 2023, and by that I mean the financial year 2023. So that's the outlay. Our coil plant will be up and running soon, and so will the manufacturing lines be started at the partner's end whom we have. So yeah, so by the end of the year probably we'll have all the motors coming out of the plants.
Which part of India will be the manufacturing location?
For the coils we have selected Manesar as the location, and that's where the coils will be made. And as far as the large scale facilities for the motor goes, the tier 1 companies are selecting areas as per the PLI scheme and what might suit for a large scale. And but as of now it's not yet finalized on which state perhaps shall be, because that's ultimately the decision of the tier 1 partner we have, right? Yes.
Thank you very much. So we at Gyaniki are very proud to talk to you, and it's our pleasure in India to have an Israel organization who wants to build their footprints, and that's how countries can do better for the global environment. Thank you, Eli. It's a pleasure to have you, your intellectual engineering products in India, and I'm sure Sajal is going to take this forward with a lot more success. And then we wish good luck from Gyaniki to EVR Motors, and Gyaniki will be looking forward for any support to have you provide any reports that you're looking for the EV space. Thank you for this time, and then wish you good luck and a good launch for EVR Motors. And I'm sure the EV space will have wonderful and reliable motors for the mobility space for two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers. Thank you.